long-form open discussion podcast. Topics include sensitive issues such as sex, religion, politics, race, gender, death, BDSM, MFN, CFNM, MMF, MMFM, and healthcare. Do not try this at home.
Get your motherfucking ass up when I'm talking.
So hold on tight. The action starts now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I break your concentration?
And here we go.
Well, I tried. I don't know, Photoshop. It's a fucking website called Face in the Hole.
Yeah, that's funny.
And so I got to sit there. I got to sit there and pull. You don't have very many pictures on your Facebook to work with.
Yeah, I don't really fuck with that. You know, I don't want the law to have a bunch of stuff to blast on the media with.
Bro, they got you. Yeah. Speaking of the law, I got 8 fucking days left in Facebook jail.
Yeah.
It is I've been thinking about what I'm gonna do when I get out.
It's been kind of peaceful, really, without all the crazy shit you post. I'll be kind of honest. My timeline's been kind of like slowed down a little bit. Yeah,
I see all the boring shit people post about the fucking. See, in my personal opinion, when a lot of unfunny people are gathered together without a few people with a true grip on a sense of humor peppered in, it's just going to be a lame miasma of fucking, hey, you're working hard or hardly working, or look, I'm a guy that drinks White Claw, or look, I'm going to wear jean shorts this summer.
It's probably the difference in like New York chicken soup and chicken and dumplings.
Both are good.
Yeah, but New York chicken soup's probably like bland, and chicken and dumplings are fire. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, dude. They got them Cubans and stuff up there.
Yeah, no, yeah, but they, unless they're
pollo,
like, don't have citizenship yet, they're
sopa de pollo.
Bland, you know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I feel you.
Taco Bell tacos, you know what I'm
saying? The food sucks in Facebook jail, by the way.
I bet.
I don't know. It's weird because so this is like what, 22 days that I've been.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about just getting rid of Facebook altogether, man.
It's kind of how I only talk to people, and then I message you.
It's kind of invasive. So we was in the kitchen the other night talking about fucking vanilla extract, my nigga, and because Mama Dukes was gonna do some bacon.
Okay.
And anyhow, and I buy real vanilla, and I realized a lot of people buy imitation vanilla, so we was having a conversation about it. And then the next day, like the very next day, in my news feed pops up this shit about goddamn vanilla fucking extract. And I'm like, this is fucking retarded. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't search it. I didn't go looking for it. So,
but your phone heard you.
You know what I mean?
Your phone heard you.
Yeah, the fucking phone heard me, nigga.
That's how it is. You got to deal with it. But it's made our lives better.
I don't know that it has. I don't really see, other than the convenience that I can reach out and touch somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's not too many ways that it's really made life better. I mean, it's taken over a larger percentage of our life and time that we would have been doing other things, and some things it's made more convenient, like ordering pizza or shit from Amazon, but I think it's probably actually disconnected. It's like people forget how to fucking interact. Like they don't have any, it's a loss of charisma.
I mean, I'll agree with you to a point. Me personally, like when I'm on the phone, when I'm fucking around on like social media, a lot of times I'm at work or I'm driving, right? And texting and driving or Facebooking and driving is like time travel. You know what I mean? I look at my GPS and it says I got 56 miles to go. Next thing you know, I look at my phone and I'm reading a BuzzFeed article and I look up and I'm there.
Yeah, I'm just saying, you're probably definitely gonna be there. You're gonna look down, you'll run over a Honda Civic, and then you're gonna be there for like 20 years, and you're gonna be reading paper fucking mail.
Or old novels with the covers ripped off.
Yeah, you'll have to rip the book in half and split it with a nigga so he can read the back half while you read the front half, and then switch.
He's like, hey, you tell me how this ends. Don't let me catch you standing up peeing.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I like it because what I initially got Facebook to stay in contact with guys I was in the Navy with. And then it just kind of blossomed. Well, it just kind of it blossomed into this, like, I spent the Obama years really doing some bad social media etiquette where I would just fucking argue and call names and
yeah, you was a fucking troll.
And then it got to the point where it was like, okay, I don't need to call names anymore. And then it just started getting off-putting. But I still argue points on there. And I think if you can keep the conversation going and it doesn't turn into somebody just throwing their hands in the air and going, whatever, I don't have time to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because I've it's hard for me, but I will admit that I'm wrong. I'll learn from my mistakes sometimes. And I do like learning new perspectives. Like sometimes I'm looking at some shit from a wrong angle. And maybe I need somebody to fucking, school me in it. And then the only thing you can do is just kind of be like, oh, okay, you're right. And it hurts. And somebody dunked on you. But that's just life, man. You get up, you dust off, you move on.
Sometimes I think old people just need to die.
Bro, let me tell you. So it's a widely known fact that I do not like old people. Mainly because I think they're God's reminder that we're going to break down and die one day.
Look, that's not my problem. I don't mean like old people in general. I mean old people because America has gone through so much pain and growth and change in the last 70 years that, they've lived through some very horrendous times. So because they wasn't able to open up their mind and learn and adapt to growth and ideologies and acceptance and shit like that they're still teaching the younger generations hate and confusion and ignorance, and the fact that they still believe there's a difference between right and left.
Well, I can't jerk off with my left.
Ignorance. You know what I mean? I'm just saying,
Well, here I got a scenario for you. I wanted to talk to you about, see what you thought.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
So because I don't have Facebook, I've been using Instagram more and more.
Yeah. I get some notifications on it.
And the cool thing about Instagram, dude, is I've actually had conversations with celebrities. Now, I'm not starstruck, but I appreciate celebrities because I enjoy pop culture and things like that. So when one of them, if it's somebody in a movie I enjoy watching and I end up fucking conversating, like Akil the MC from Jurassic 5, I've fucking talked to that guy on Instagram before.
Yeah.
And I think that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
So, Tyrese, the motherfucker from Baby Boy?
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen Baby Boy?
Yes, I've seen it.
Yeah. Is this Jody? The man can't take care of his responsibilities? No, so John Singleton movie, great movie. Got Tyrese, got fucking Snoop Dogg in it, got Ving Rhames in it. So there's this thing amongst prominent black celebrities lately, and they're trying to be like the new Malcolm X. Like D.L. Hughley's okay with it. Sean King, the journalist, he's okay with it because he's actually these two.
D.L. Hughley, man, sometimes strikes me as more of like a provoker rather than a builder.
No, you're right. He is he's the one that said that stupid phrase. If you're white and broke, you're not using your whiteness correctly.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Get the fuck out of here.
Anybody I know, you know what I mean?
Seriously, your motherfucker standing out there with one of those fucking vaudeville quartet straw hats on, smoking a fucking $100 cigar, and you're gonna talk about the struggle? Fuck off. Anyways. So Tyrese, right?
Money longer than John Holmes' dick. You know what I mean?
Right. So Tyrese, the motherfucker that was whining that The Rock did a spin-off from the Fast and the Furious movies. He went off on some fucking tirade. He's like, yo, we're family. It's like, motherfucker, this dude's going to get $80 million for this movie. I would step over my children for that. But anyways.
Yeah.
He does this thing. He must be bored. And he posts this video and he's like, yo, why are they making more and more slave movies? essentially, long story short, his goddamn point was that he didn't appreciate how they make slave movies because it's portraying black people in a negative light, which is a weird angle to approach an argument like that, right? So my whiteness
could be portraying white people in a negative way to me.
Well, so my whiteness boiled up, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna say something, and I know I'm gonna get attacked, right? But whatever, maybe a new perspective can come from this. Yeah. And I wasn't ignorant. All I said was, on the other side of the coin, if you look at like Tyler Perry and all these, like 50 Cent that show power, black people are portrayed as high-level drug dealers or athletes or music moguls, and in that way, it's kind of stereotypical, because there's black teachers, there's black doctors, there's black social workers, there's plenty. Black, we are all people, black, white, even Asian people are people, right? And we all do the same things. We all have struggles. We all have highs and lows. I'm not saying everything is similar, but, when it comes down to it, we all have elbows and eyes and ears and shit like that. Yeah. So all I was saying was, like, you can't go from one extreme to like, well, we don't want to be portrayed as slaves and maids and butlers. Yeah. So then you're going to go so far over the line that you're like, so we're just going to be portrayed as overly successful P. Diddy, high level Michael Jordan, LeBron James athletes, or Superfly, priest fucking drug dealers and stuff like that, or just like, I got a grip on this city. This is my city, that kind of shit. And so actually it got a lot of likes, and people were like, they were like, yeah, you're right. But then there was a lot of, people on there. You got the dudes that are ignorant as fuck. They're like, your whiteness is showing. Just stay on the porch so you don't get run over. I was like, wow, thanks for popping in with that, like, dickhead. Like, if you didn't bring a dish to pass, don't try to eat everybody else's food, okay? You fuckhead. Yeah. So, and it made me think, because it's like, I get what he was saying, but slavery was a real thing that happened in history, and there's nothing wrong with making a movie about a specific, like Amistad.
I don't know, man. I'm a motherfucking. I guess I'm a fiend for docudrama style movies, man. You know what I mean? Like, I want the history, I want the truth. You know what I'm saying? I don't. It's just like abuse in a family or poverty or shit like that. The longer you keep shit secret, the more condemned the family is going to continue to cycle. You know what I'm saying? So I'm more like, put that shit on front street. Let's deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Let's understand it and let's move forward. I think. And
how are white people portrayed in those movies? Horribly, evil, racist. It's not. So it's not like they're making white people look good. It's a real thing that happened.
It goes all the way. It goes all the way back. It's like saying the remake of Christian, Bible stories and stuff, and like look at Nazi Germany making World War II movies and concentration camp movies. These are real things, and the victims of the Holocaust actually appreciated some of these movies being made. You know what I'm saying? So with experience and understanding, knowledge and wisdom come from, but if you never told a story, how can you actually accurately understand or move from it? You know what I mean? You can't process it if you don't understand it.
I don't know.
I just feel like I just kind of feel like what I'm saying, like if you really gonna jump in on a conversation and to come short and be like, like you said, the person said stay on the porch by getting run over and all. Like, if you ain't bringing some solid base fucking point of view to the motherfucking conversation, go suck a dick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no time for that. Like, you fucking around wasting my time right now. You just wasted 3 seconds of my life because you couldn't even educate yourself because you spoke purely out of emotion and ignorance.
Well, then I ended up getting into a side conversation with some guy that started talking about like. I guess I lost control of the conversation because then he started throwing questions, or she, I don't know who it was, like, oh, you can't tell the difference between like a a Cuban or an African American or a Jamaican. I was like, okay, we're so fucking far off the original point here. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore.
Yeah, I think motherfuckers need to start getting on board with the program, man. Like, you know, as long as you separate yourself and you self-segregate, you know what I mean? It's like we're not all in a prison yard, you know what I'm saying? And I get the concept when you walk in the gates and you look for unity and comfort, you know, because in that creates security. But you know, you gotta stop putting yourself in a fucking box, nigga, if you want acceptance. You can't be like, I want to be accepted 100%, and then draw 1,000 lines and say I fit in each one of these little boxes, because all you're doing is classifying yourself. You know what I'm saying?
It was just so fucking bizarre, and you know, and so it goes back to something that I stand behind, and this goes for me too. It happens to everybody. Nobody is free from it, but I truly believe this, and this is the way I look at everything that I hear initially. Just because it came out of someone's mouth doesn't mean it has to be gospel.
Yeah.
So just because somebody said it doesn't mean like whoever came up with toxic masculinity. Okay, well, just because somebody said that phrase doesn't mean we have to accept it and be like, well, that's a real thing.
Sometimes that shit like that just make me want to piss in a bitch face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I don't
like R. Kelly.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
drip, drip, drip.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I believe in toxic femininity. You know what I'm saying? Like feminism. You know what I'm saying? Like feminism is a strong, beautiful woman. You know what I'm saying? That's the practice of. It's like, but not these fucking, you know, He-Man fucking goddamn shaved head, Harley riding fucking man-hating dykes. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck out of here. Fuck a hot exhaust pipe. You feel me?
Yeah. Piss in a bitch's face.
I'm just saying, like, I ain't got no patience for that shit. Like, motherfuckers has got real struggles. Niggas are hurting paying their motherfucking light bill. And these bitches out here talking about toxic masculinity and why this and that. Well, maybe if you hadn't sucked 5 niggas' dicks while he was at work, you know what I'm saying? And then he came home and beat your motherfucking ass for it because you kissed him with a mouthful of another man's dick, you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't be motherfucking screaming about toxic masculinity, you know what I'm saying?
Did I tell you I've seen that happen before? I was at Club Animal on Revolution Street in Tijuana when I was in the Navy. Damn. And I saw this fucking chick blowing a dude because like crazy shit happens in Tijuana. And I'm drunk, right? So I'm watching it. Yeah. I'm like, hell yeah, right? Sending positive vibes your way, man. Thoughts and prayers. Getting your dick sucked. That's awesome. That's good, like well done. Yeah. And it was fine, right? If you're gonna do it in the club, I'm gonna watch, right? I don't care. Yeah. Well, like 10 minutes later, a buddy of mine was like kissing the same girl, like hardcore making out with her on the wall, and I wanted to run over there and be like, no, but they're still married to this day.
Oh, that's cool.
No, I don't. I made that part up. I don't know, but still.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do?
You know,
you get them a beer.
You know what I mean?
Don't share a cigarette.
You gotta do something, but yeah, that's savage. I mean, it is what
man,
that's the real world. What you just described is the real world, right? People look at these old people. I was kind of talking about this on the way to work the other day, man. And they look at their grandparents and their people and the church leaders and shit. Like, these motherfuckers are like pillars of the community. And I guess in one sense they are, but they are the same motherfuckers they was when they was 19. They just got older. You know what I'm saying? They was fucking. They was mutting. They was, you know, stealing shit. They was, you know, drinking and driving. You know what I'm saying? They was mutting out the neighbor's motherfucking girlfriend. They, you know, they was being late for work. They the same motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying, that we have today. But people pretend to forget that because, no, they tend to forget that because, you know, they dress in their nice clothes and put on a belt and go to church on Sunday. You know what I mean? But they the same motherfuckers. Everybody here because somebody was fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, they ain't
everybody
innocent people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, a nigga, you know, fucking your coworker's granddaddy probably, you know, had his grandmama shit on his chest. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck they was into, but they was into something.
How freaky do you think our grandparents were?
Shit, niggas.
Do you think Grandpa?
What you think they was doing?
Do you think in like 1942, You know, like Grandpa's sitting around, just like he looks at Grandma. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "Ante up that shoot, huh?" And she's like, "Okay."
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, that's back in the day when they called the pussy the cunt, too. So, he's like, bring that cunt over here.
Do you think, like, they were really discreet about it? Like, they acted like it was an abomination before the Lord?
No, nigga, they didn't even have no fans in the house, man. It was hot as fuck, and they was in there fucking with all 11 kids listening.
Oh, and nobody shaved. Like landscaping wasn't even a thing.
No, this is rawhide.
Oh, just Velcro fucking.
Yeah, they were rawhide as a motherfucker. Didn't even watch the dick afterwards.
Like even in the 70s they trimmed it, right? They didn't shave it completely. In the 70s they trimmed it, but before that shit was growing down around like the lips and the asshole, kind of part way down the legs.
It was just a field, nigga.
And like a guy's dick was measured on how much was exposed from the pubic hair.
Yeah, I can see that. I don't know that because I wasn't there, but I see.
Man, must have been a weird time back in those days.
Well, so nigga didn't get wind burning on his dick back when niggas just wore loincloths.
That's just so bizarre to think about. That must have stunk. Because you don't hear that a lot anymore. Because I used to hear people talk about how like it smells like people have been having sex in this room. But you don't hear that shit anymore. Nobody says like, oh, it smells like sex in here.
Yeah, because niggas that growed up and got kids and shit, and they be trying to pretend like they're somebody they ain't.
Or maybe they washed their ass before they had sex. Then it wasn't just a bunch of thigh sweat mixing with pubic hair.
It might have to do with air conditioning.
They had air conditioning back in the 50s, right?
No, very, very few people. Only a few predominantly white people had air conditioning back then.
I'm looking it up right now. When was air conditioning invented? 1993. No, okay. 1902, a 25-year-old engineer from New York named Willis Carrier, what you talking about, Willis? Invented the first modern air conditioning system.
Yeah.
I guess. When was it used in homes? It still says fucking 1902. So
Yeah,
there's
man,
been some air
like
conditioning.
There was like one dude, man, in the whole world. You know, that shit didn't probably start jumping on board until the World War II motherfuckers came home and started buying these subdivision houses. You feel me?
Back when you can get a house for like 12 grand.
There's a lot of people up north that still don't even use air conditioning, man. When I went up in 03 to where my wife's people be at, these motherfuckers didn't even use air conditioning. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? They're like, well, it's only hot for like a month or so. And I'm like, still, nigga, you gonna sit here hot as fuck for 2 months?
Dude, speaking of hot for 2 months, we're leaving for California in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to make the best of it.
I'm just saying it's gonna fall off into the ocean, nigga, because it ain't got no water.
Well, there's a wildfire going on right now, and you got Santa Ana winds.
Well, because you're surrounded by the fucking ocean, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You can put it out, but these motherfuckers are scared to even desalinate the water so that the citizens can have drinking water.
Well, I think the issue is trying to get the water from the ocean because they have those helicopters that pick it up.
Yeah, because we don't do that in the oil field and run 100 miles of lay flat fucking hose with 10-inch pumps to get it uphill. I mean, yeah, we don't do that.
Bro, there's a big difference between going into the San Bernardino Mountains and going through the fucking Badlands of North Dakota.
No, that ain't, nigga. Ain't nothing. You put a couple niggas on some big doses and drag that bitch, nigga. Bulldoze that motherfucker.
They use prisoners in California.
You get a bunch of neutered niggas up there, you know what I'm saying? Because their wives and grandmothers had to deal with toxic masculinity, so they.
I gotta tell, but I think fucking Cal Fire's got some hard ass motherfuckers in it though.
I'm just saying that I think that 90% of women in California get their sperm from a fucking bank because they
it's imported.
All their lovers, okay?
It's imported.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fucking definitely imported from fucking Norway.
It is. Oh, yeah, it comes from Norway. Because there's masculine people in Norway. Oh, how are you today?
No, not no more. Not no more, nigga. Them bitches fell off 200 years ago.
Fucking white people just can't keep up with the times.
No, they can't. Them niggas fell off. You know, they got too comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Niggas got lazy and shit. You know what I'm saying? They fell the fuck off.
What's up with the White Claw thing?
I think because bubbly and shit became so popular, you know what I'm saying? They're like, oh shit, man, now we can get on that, and the bitches don't have the beer belly.
Well, I saw a commercial today for some carbonated vodka and tonic thing in a penis shit, you know, like a fucking Red Bull can. Like,
yeah, but what you're not getting, man, is that back in the day there was tonic water drinks, right? Seltzer water and shit. They used it to cut the liquor with and made drinks, right? And it fell off, you know, somewhere around the 70s and 80s. Everybody wanted that sweet fruity shit, so it's probably just a new twist on an old school thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you can still go to the store and buy the tonic and the seltzer water and shit for drink mixing.
I think it's just the new wine cooler. It's the new Bartles and James.
Yeah, it's a new way for them hoes to take the dick and pretend they was drunk.
Well, there's a weird thing, like I was referencing, like deeply unfunny people, and it's a thing, like especially where I'm at, where they think it's like funny and ironic to be like, oh, it's White Claw Wednesday, like, you know, deep down that's just it's not funny. You're kind of a bitch because you're drinking White Claw.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and I'd probably go to work and tell them it's fucking fish in your ass Thursday.
No, that'd be Friday. Go with the alliteration, damn it.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, because I'm pissed off because how small nigga check is, huh?
What's wrong? Oh, Jesus. Are you dying from vaping yet, or what? Is that a thing for you?
No, man. Yeah, fuck all that, man. That's all propaganda.
I don't know. The government told us it's bad.
Yeah, and you're definitely a believer in the government.
I am a contrarian, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the Christian God didn't want Bernie Sanders to be president and partially stopped his heart, huh?
Dude, he's back in the game, bro.
And they ain't back in the game.
Yeah, he is. He's fucking back. He's like, hey, I'm back, everybody. Mr. President, the heart attack did not take me down.
Yeah, that's fucking funny. They probably poisoned that old ass nigga.
There should be a limit to president, like how old a president could be.
Yeah, I think a nigga needs to be like, I don't know, like young, you know, old enough to be mature and had some fucking life experience, but young enough not to be completely fucking separated ideologically from the citizens.
Like, I'm deeply uncomfortable with anyone over 70 running anything.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like, the body, I don't care how. So, what, Sylvester Stallone is like 73, right? Yeah, human growth hormone. And he's a big dude. But ultimately, I don't know if he's married or if he's got a young girlfriend. A lot of them do. Even Mick Jagger, he's in his 70s, right? He's still got them old balls.
He got plaque and shit and proteins in his brain and shit, clogging it up.
Yeah, like something is atrophying somewhere that's not giving you the right perspective. Like if you, like I said, Sylvester Stallone, if you listen to him talk, it's not coming out the right way. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, you can punch people and shoot shit, and we still like that. But
I think no, I don't think. See, you're using a bad analogy, man, because like Stallone I think he was born with a defect or something.
Well, his lip thing, I think, is from like lack of or something that happened during birth.
That's what I'm saying. You just said lack of oxygen. So
you think I don't know? You think I don't know?
73 fucking years, nigga. That's a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
And then you got the president up there in the White House snorting Adderall, right?
Yeah, but see, you know, I mean, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. It don't really matter, I guess, who the president is. I mean, you could put a motherfucking goddamn 19-year-old fucking butch in there, and it ain't gonna be no different.
It's really, really, really funny that you said that. Ask me why.
I'm gonna ask you why.
Okay, so I was kind of looking up like the definition of a contrarian, and my ultimate source for anything is the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
And so a contrarian Urban Dictionary is somebody who automatically tends to take the opposite point of view from the person whom they're speaking or to disagree, blah, blah, blah. The example they give is, friend, I guess you're too contrary to vote Democrat or Republican, right? So what? Libertarian, Green Party, Socialist Party? And the contrarian says, of course not. I don't think that any formal political party is a suitable representation of an individual's view. At some point, everybody just needs to decide. The highway of life has too many undecided raccoons crushed under the fucking wheels of forward progress. You gotta pick a side.
No, that's the problem. Picking sides, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the two-party system, party before country. Like, it's not representative of the people.
Well, there's like there's 5 parties, I think.
No, but they're priced and locked out. I mean, you know, they probably can't even get fucking television time. You know what I'm saying? Because of the fucking mega machines that are blue and red. So, and they're the same, right? You know, socialism or fucking nationalism. You know, both of them result in mass fucking famine and death and concentration camps and shit like that. So, I mean, it's the same fucking goddamn coat. You know what I mean?
Does nationalism have an economic backdrop to it?
Fuck, I think we're living in it, ain't we?
Well, so, like socialism
I think nationalism was basically like Hitler's party. It was still government controlled, you know, progress and production. It's the same thing as communism. The same thing as socialism, just on a different fucking platform, a different delivery vehicle.
Well, what I'm saying is I think socialism is an economic theory where like the state controls the means of production and everybody kind of pitches in. But I think nationalism is like an ideology that kind of promotes your country or nation being like before anyone else. I don't think there's
really. Like that's how they sell it to you. That's how they sell it to you. But nationalism is where the state owns it, right? Where they nationalize, like say, like Venezuela, for example, they nationalized the fucking oil production, right? They took ownership of it, and then so it's just a form of socialism. It's just packaged different. It's a right-wing packaging of socialism.
I think what Venezuela was doing is right.
No, what they were doing was absolutely not fucking right. Their entire thing, they just kept printing money and fucking overinflated it and starved the fucking population into nothing.
No, what I'm saying, we've been lied to about Venezuela.
I don't think so.
Venezuela was trying to centralize like its oil production, and then they were building homes for everyone. They were like, we're going to give everybody a home. I mean, it's a lot it's a lot more deeper than I'm giving it to, but like that whole thing with the coup, and they were trying to overthrow the Maduro or whatever. And then they were blowing up the food and aid trucks and stuff. I think that was like a United States thing where it was like one of those trying to make it look like Venezuela.
I wasn't necessarily talking about. I wasn't talking about blowing up the food. What I was talking about is when they nationalized the oil, and then they created too many social programs, and they was banking on the oil staying at $100 a barrel. And then when the crash came, which always comes, they were overextended on the social programs because they didn't have really any other streams of revenue. You see what I'm saying?
Venezuela has bananas, I think.
Yeah, but they ran too deep with the Marxist fucking propaganda, man, is what it really amounted to. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I don't mean like American crony capitalism, but die-hard true capitalism makes competition and makes progress, you know, innovation, you know, collaboration. So, you know, but even like our bailouts and shit, our corporate bailouts and banks and Wall Street and motor vehicles and all this crazy shit, right? So that's a form of corporate socialism, and that's the problem with our country now.
Well, so take Turkey right now, right? Trump pulled the American support in northern Turkey. And And immediately they went after the Kurds. But then he comes out and tries to say, hey, we're gonna destroy your economy if you do that. Which sounds good when you're trying to be bombastic and spew rhetoric. But it's one thing to go after a nation's army. It's another thing to go after the economy of the people that have nothing to do with the endless wars.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that because they're people, ideologically or whatever. They put these people into power. They don't overthrow them.
Not in these countries. They don't have democracy over there.
Yeah, but they do, nigga. They got pitchforks and fucking matches, nigga. Burn them the fuck out.
That's not how that works.
We had this conversation the other day. Nigga. You come on the plane that I'm on with a box cutter, nigga. You might cut me, nigga. You might bleed me out, nigga. But I'm gonna choke the fucking life out of you.
I don't think you would. I think you would succumb to the box cutter.
You're fucking crazy. I would beat that nigga to sleep with my shoe. I mean, flat the fuck out, nigga. I'm gonna stomp his goddamn brains out his fucking throat.
I think you'd be on the news like with a bunch of cuts on your face and stuff. Be like, he told us we had a bomb. He said it was going to send the plane down.
And I piss on it too. I piss on him and I throw his dick out the window.
Bro, when I'm on a plane, I get mad when they fucking wake me up to ask if I want something to drink.
Yeah, I would. I'd rip the nigga's nuts and dick off, nigga, and throw him out the door.
So if I'm on a plane and I'm trying to sleep and it's deeply uncomfortable on an airplane, and then
imagine
some motherfuckers...
How long my legs are. With my long ass legs, yeah. Imagine how uncomfortable I'd be.
You do have long, slender legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about UFOs being real?
I think they real.
It's pretty apparent lately that there's more, like, here's my thing. Towards UFOs.
Something happened because I haven't been in the news. Did something happen again?
The Navy basically acknowledged that there are things they can't explain in the sky.
Yeah. Oh, you mean
and that
chemtrails they've been spraying for 20 years?
Goddamn chemtrail. I'm not getting. Anyways.
All right, go ahead with UFO.
So here's my thing about like UFOs and ghosts. What is the benefit?
How do you mean?
What is the benefit of believing besides entertainment?
I don't know, man. I don't know about the ghosts. Like, you can't throw the two in the same fucking conversation. I mean, I guess you can lead into one from the other, but UFOs, man, like, there's no fucking way that we're the only fluke of fucking nature. You know what I'm saying? I think I believe in creationism. I believe that I don't really know about the creation part, but there's no way that we're the only fucking fluke in the whole goddamn fucking universe that exists. It's not practical. I mean, it's almost like the Earth was terraformed anyway. So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we came from fucking Mars, nigga. Maybe we are the aliens. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever heard, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. It's a theory called panspermia.
I don't know.
Panspermia. The theory that life on Earth originated from microorganisms or chemical precursors of life present in outer space and able to initiate life on reaching a suitable environment.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think that we melted down fucking Mars and we came here highly technically evolved, and then when we got here, you know what I'm saying, we reverted back to the fucking woods. It was lost over a couple of generations because we didn't have the resources to maintain it, and then we relearned everything. So we're retracing our footsteps.
Are you talking about like the ancient cataclysm reset thing, where like it was around like 12,000 years ago? There was a society was almost as advanced as it is now until an asteroid hit the Earth and caused all the ice caps to melt and destroyed all reaches of the civilization. Are you saying that we reset every couple thousands of years?
I think that me a long time ago. I don't know when that time was, but I don't believe none of what they say in school about it. You know, trying to tell me when the pyramids were built, and it's all fucking lies. I think we came to motherfucking Earth, man. Our people came to Earth, and I don't know. And I think there was some genetic engineering going on. Because if we evolved from like chimps and shit, I don't think there'd be any chimps left.
Really? There'd be some chimps. I don't know. Have you ever been to Florida? Some of those people didn't get the message.
Ain't no chimps.
There'd be some people that. What if society just didn't learn from its mistakes, and every couple thousand years there was just one dumbass that pushed the button at the end that destroyed everything, and it just happened again, like Black Mirror. Like just some dumbass is like, oh, what's this button do?
They said they found like radiation or some shit in that asteroid that supposedly killed the dinosaurs off. Because like if you go to like out there to where the redwoods are and some of these plants that you see in parts of the world that are so gigantic, and even down to some of the ants and like some of the big prehistoric animals that still survive. The size, the scale of that shit is like so much bigger. Even down to bamboo. Bamboo's a fucking grass. You know what I'm saying? So. It's like we sized somehow, some point in time, like everything became human sized. You know what I'm saying?
You remember that band Blink 182?
I know. I think I know the name, but I don't know who the fuck they are.
Like all the small things and. Well, the lead singer Tom DeLonge. Apparently, this dude's super into UFOs.
Yeah.
And he stopped being in the band to like help the government or assist in government actions to fucking discover UFOs.
Huh.
Or some crazy I don't know. It's just fucking
I wish I had enough money to do some hobby chasing shit like that.
I think that's what that is.
You know, like nigga just be chilling, be like, man, I got so much money today, nigga. I'm gonna go explore frogs in the Amazon.
The little gay dude from Backstreet Boys or NSYNC, whatever, he was trying to go to space. He was like, I got
go to space.
What?
Why the fuck I want to go to space, nigga? You know what I'm saying? It's like a fucking a high flying jail cell. That's all it is.
Oh, come on. I think it would be awesome. If they're like, look, it's affordable.
Awesome, nigga. That shit would be awesome. That shit be dumb as fuck, nigga. Anything goes wrong is catastrophic.
To go into space? Man, you're crazy. I'd love to go up there, see what the pussy's like.
Yeah. There ain't no pussy, nigga.
Space pussy.
It's probably musky as fuck because there wasn't enough water to wash it and shit.
Or it's probably some of the best fucking dugout in the universe.
Yeah, I don't know.
What if it's like pussy that'll make you come super quick? What if it's pussy we're not used to? Like every Earth human gets up there, tries to get some space fucking snatch.
Maybe motherfuckers. I don't know, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You think they landed on the moon? I don't think they really landed on the moon.
Really? You don't think they landed on the moon?
I think it was a lie. I think it was propaganda because they couldn't let the world know that the Russians were gonna beat us there. You know what I'm saying?
So they're like, fuck it, just film something.
Yeah, they filmed that shit, dog. Straight the fuck up. They faked it, nigga. They pulled it over. You know what I'm saying? Because they united people behind pride and American fucking, accomplishment.
It just doesn't seem like that hard a thing to do, except for the Indians. Like India tried to go up there and establish like a telephone.
It's not that hard. It's not that hard now, okay? But in fucking 1960 fucking whatever the fuck it was.
Nine.
No. What happened, nigga? It wasn't happening.
Like India couldn't do it recently because they were trying to go up there to establish a call center.
India can't get fresh water to their fucking citizens. What the fuck makes you think they're gonna get to the moon?
Well, going to the moon nowadays doesn't even seem like an exciting thing to do. Like, oh, you landed on the moon. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, and they keep talking about the dark side of the moon. Nigga, the moon spins.
I'm not aware of that. All I know is from what Roger Waters taught us.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
That's the guy from Pink Floyd. It's a Dark Side of the Moon reference. You guys do have Pink Floyd down in Florida.
I mean, people do. I mean, I'm.
3-6 Mafia's coming back.
Yeah.
DJ Paul got that little arm. That shit.
Chilling, man. I don't even know. Yeah, I just be chilling, man. I don't know, man. I think I might like go join the Peace Corps or something.
Well, here's the thing. So, I'm still trying to come to terms with it about going back to California because I was trying to escape things.
Yeah.
And basically, that's been the narrative of my life, is trying to run away from things.
Yeah.
I'll
be trying to run to shit though.
Like a firefighter, like a Cal Fire firefighter.
Yeah, like a nigga who's gonna put some lay flat hose and they can actually put the fire out.
As opposed to standing around picking their nose.
How we gonna do this? We only got one tank of water.
We got one hose.
It makes 3 hours. It makes
we
3
got,
hours to do one trip.
We got one hose and we got no couplings and this guy.
These niggas spend more time putting on their fucking gear than they do with the water.
It's safety gear, man. You work in the oil field, you know how it goes.
You know, yeah, they be smarter to drop a goddamn bomb on a nigga to suck out an implosion bomb to suck all the oxygen away from the fire.
Just bomb the shit out of the mountains.
You know that's how they put oil well fires out, is they blast it, nigga.
Like rock pile?
Like an oil well and it's on fire and then they put like dynamite and shit around it and blast that bitch.
I've seen
slightly more sophisticated than that now, but they blast it. They knock the fucking flame out.
They blast it?
Yeah.
I'm looking it up. How to stop oil field fires. Dousing with copious amounts of water.
No, it don't.
Using dynamite to blow out the fire by forcing the burning fuel and oxygen away from the fuel source.
Yeah, there you go. That makes more
Purple
sense.
K? What is Purple K? You're a fucking oil field guy.
Yeah, nigga, but I don't drive around with fucking chemicals to put oil field fires out with. Nigga, I got a 20-pound goddamn save me, get me the fuck out of here, pretend that I'm gonna put a fucking fire out with a fire extinguisher.
Apparently it's a thing they spray out of a hose.
It's probably some kind of new chemical that causes cancer in niggas' nuts.
I mean, what doesn't do that anyways?
Yeah, California.
Jesus Christ. Prop 65. Shout out to Prop 65. Chemicals in the area have been known to cause cancer. So, like I was saying, I'm coming to terms with it going back to California. My current situation is all uncomfortable and fucky.
Yeah.
But the offer on the table is attractive. And I don't have that Meek Mill mentality where it's like, I'm gonna get out there, get what I got when I get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta accept who you are.
Sometimes, that kind of sounds like what the Jewish people did in the concentration camps. But go ahead.
Yeah, you're like, I'm wearing a sackcloth. I'm reasonably unattractive. I'm just gonna give in.
Yeah, there's a 19-year-old walking around with a fucking dog and a rifle by himself, and I'm gonna allow him to fucking starve me. I think not.
Have you ever seen The Believer?
No, I don't know, but
it's got Ryan Gosling in it, and it was kind of like a great value version of American History X. But he was a Jewish guy who became a skinhead, it was modern times. He was like in a gang. But he was trying to hide that he was Jewish, and he went to like this Holocaust survivor thing, and he was sitting there like, oh, if somebody's fucking my family, I get out there and fuck them up. You know what I mean? And this Holocaust survivor is like, you weren't there, blah blah blah. They had guns in our faces. They were stomping, keep burning. It's a good scene. You should watch it. Called The Believer. Ryan Gosling. But I think I need a major reset in my life. I think I'm living wrong. Yeah. And, you know, I'm on Instagram, so so I'm a closet hip hop fan. And so a lot of rappers, what they're doing is they're trying to be inspirational too, right? Because I doubt when they were coming up they were this inspirational, but now they got money and they get them $400,000 residual checks. Now you can be inspirational. And, but
you gotta be able to eat before you can help other niggas, man. Cause, you know, yeah.
But CeeLo, right, the little short arm dude from the Goody Mob.
Yeah.
That CeeLo, right? He posted something that kind of resonated with me, because not everything resonates with me. Most of it's a lot of world star hip hop bullshit. Like, who the fuck is writing this crap? Like that fucking Casanova 2X guy or whatever 2 times. It's like, pay attention who takes home the fucking extra plate from the barbecue. Read that again. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You fake ass philosopher. Anyways, CeeLo put something that was like, see how fast 2019 went? Stop playing with your life, right? And you know me, I got that. It's not called midlife crisis anymore because that's for balding, out of shape, old white dudes getting sports cars. You know, the bar has kind of adjusted to where 40 is no longer the standard to where you're like, well, that's it. You had to have everything figured out by now. But I do feel an incredible rush to the finish line, which is how I'm looking at everything, which is like, and it doesn't help, like I said, that I'm looking at Instagram and I'm seeing all these motherfuckers. Like, I don't want to be sitting on the gram with like a 10 stack to my ear in front of a Ferrari. That shit's unattractive to me.
I want my nice motherfucking whip, nigga, with motherfucking like 100 racks in a bag, nigga.
Yeah, see, that's you. Me so if I'm a rapper,
I drive around town and I want to go pull up and I want to watch some nigga that's working, and then I want to be like, you know, nigga at the car lot looking at some shit that he can't get financed because they won't work with him because he ain't got good credit, and I want to be like, nigga, here's a truck.
No, what I want to do is I want to wake up in the morning, and that's it. No, but I want to wake up in the morning and not feel like I have to do something.
You better rack it up then, you know, or hope somebody that's wealthy in your family dies and gives it to you.
But I don't want racks. I just want,
that's the only way you're not really gonna have to be able to do anything unless you got somebody that's just gonna straight up bless you for your existence.
Well, no, I'm just saying I want money. I just don't want to call it racks. I want to be able to have the confidence to set up an automatic payment.
I want pallets of money, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want payments, nigga. I just want to be like, nigga, I'm paying cash for that shit.
Like when I'm paying you got to pay like an electricity bill. I'm just saying, like when I pay,
I'll build my own electric plant, nigga.
When I pay a bill like on the phone or something, and the guy's like, hey, and by the way, I just want you to know that we have an auto payment plan. I want to be like, yeah, fucking set me up on that thing. I don't want to call you anymore.
Yeah, I'll be like, nigga, what's your name? Because I'm gonna fucking fire you, nigga, for even suggesting I need that.
Are you suggesting I can't pay my bills responsibly on time, sir?
Yeah. Fuck auto payment. Why I want to let them fuck me and keep billing me after my shit's clear? You know what I'm saying? Or overcharge me or double charge me or any of that shit. They don't need access to my account.
Do you want to hear some bullshit?
What?
And I'm speaking for all them fathers out there paying child support, because child support is for bad fathers, not failed relationships. So I did my taxes late this year, and I got some money back. But because I have an arrearage, which is back child support payments, which isn't a real payment, but according to the court it is, they took a portion out to cover the arrearage of my child support, which wasn't much, but it was a noticeable amount. So I thought I was in the clear. I'm like, my fucking arrear, I'm done. Like, I'm month to month on this shit now. Like, fuck off, right? Yeah. So I call the guy at the front of the court. I like how they add friend in it because there's nothing friendly about what this is. It's like 96 District Rape Services. How can I help you? And this motherfucker calls me back with some nerdy bullshit. Was like, well, because you filed jointly, we have to hold the arrearage payment for 6 months, so the extra money coming out of your paycheck will continue until it's paid off. And if you pay that off, then there will be a refund. So I'm basically not going to get this money for at least 8 more months now.
Yeah, that doesn't quite make sense. I don't believe that that's legitimate or even real. Well, see, that's what you get. You fuck around these northern motherfucking bureaucratic motherfucking states, man. This is all bullshit.
Bro, in the South, you can go to prison for child support.
You go to prison everywhere for child support. A lot of times it's up to the mama though, whether they want to put you in. But that's what I'm saying. Fuck these bitches, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go into the motherfucking courthouse, nigga, and take that motherfucker for everything they is. You know what I'm saying? Niggas just got to start standing up, not just be taking the dick laying down, man.
I didn't even have a lawyer at the time, so.
Yeah, what I'm saying, you gotta drag these bitches, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be a nasty cunt, you know what I'm saying? We can get nasty too, because I'm filing for disability in this bitch.
Well, I got it reduced, but because of my arrearage, they put it right back up to almost the amount it used to be anyways. So it's like,
yeah.
God damn.
Fuck that. I'd be like, fuck that, fuck you, fuck them, you know what I'm saying? And I'd probably motherfucking, like, I'd talk to the kid and see if they wanted to go to military school.
I got 3.5 more years of child support left.
I'm not gonna facilitate a bitch's way of life, because she wants to pretend that she's a fucking mama. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna do it.
It sucks. Like I said, I'm gonna be like that dude. I'm gonna do like those dudes do, and I'm gonna have a graduation from child support thing. I'm gonna have a ceremony. I'm gonna do a speech.
Yeah, that's just another form of manipulation. That's all that shit is. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, it's for bad fathers, not failed relationships.
It's not beneficial to anybody. And it's like you can't be a productive member of society. And I'm gonna be real. If you got to have more money to take care of the kid, then maybe you don't need a kid at all. You know what I'm saying? Why is the kid really in your house? It opens up a whole can of motherfucking worms and a whole bunch of different levels, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not gonna be your motherfucking ride, you know what I'm saying? If you couldn't maintain and clean the motherfucking kitchen and make goddamn lunch for me to go to motherfucking work without taking some motherfucking side dick or deciding you was a fucking freak, you know what I mean? Then fuck you. You ain't getting no money up out of me anyway.
Well, here's the crazy thing too, is in my situation, I get the argument that because of the area she lives in, she doesn't work for like 8 months and goes on unemployment.
Yeah. Well, you better fucking move, huh? Responsibility's a bitch.
Well, that's what I'm doing. I'm eating shit because
I lived in Florida, and it was sunny year motherfucking round, and I couldn't find employment with a high enough fucking dollar to sustain the life that I was after. So I drove my motherfucking shit with a mortgage payment and slept in parking lots until I was able to eat and feed my family. You feel me?
I feel you. I feel you. It's all good.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, you know what I'm saying? At a certain age, boys need a male motherfucking role model anyway. They need some testosterone in their motherfucking life to help them through the life changes. And I understand there's a lot of single women that really, did have, bad relationships with sorry men. And I realized that the other is true as well. There's a lot of dudes that was with devious, conniving fucking cunts. And that doesn't mean that they know how to raise a man.
They don't know how to raise a man. I can attest to that. Sorry, I'm writing notes.
So many young men, they wonder why so many young men grow up with women issues, after being in a single parent household. Why is it they do not have, they weren't taught how to be daddies. They weren't taught how to be husbands. And then they see women as conniving and cunning and fucking manipulative and liars. And then they all want to get on their fucking music and talk about how good and solid their mom is. No, she ain't. She's a fucking nasty bitch.
My whole thing is like, with my son, I was talking to him because his mom's a lesbian. It's not my fault.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him, and I had to make it explicitly clear that I was like, listen, You're a weird little kid. I don't care if you end up gay or whatever. I just want you to end up having a relationship with someone.
Yeah, well, you know, a lot of that comes from coping and dealing with feelings and neglect and the inability to cope with the situation, man, and the environment that you're in. I'm not saying that, you know, I do believe in biological. I do believe in the nurture side as well, you know, the environment that you're in. It's like the difference in growing up in the subdivision and the difference growing up next to a trap house. I mean, you're going to have two majorly different influences.
I just, like I said, I don't want him to grow up to be the weird guy working at Walmart.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't want the weird Walmart kid. That's all. So, I don't know. Whatever. Here's hoping for the fucking future, right?
On that note, you should thank our sponsors.
Oh, fuck. Shout out to cocaine. Shout out to antidepressants. Shout out to climate change. Joe Biden, 2020. Squarespace. You think you can't make a professional looking website? Well, Squarespace can change that for you. I don't know. Yeah, right. Shout out to fucking White Claw. Fucking White Claw. It's like Cristal. It's not even that good. It's actually kind of weird tasting. But motherfuckers drink it because it's expensive.
Yeah, that's the world we live in, nigga. I like Snyder's honey mustard, motherfucking, and onion pretzel pieces.
I like the cheese ones.
Yeah, I don't really like cheese ones. It tastes more chemically than cheese.
Well, shout out to Snyder's for doing pretzels right.
Yeah.
But thanks for anybody that's listening. We covered a lot of good topics. UFOs, wildfires, child support, White Claw. It's hard out there. You know what I mean? You find yourself in a situation that you can't face alone. And you got to get all fucking werewolf on that shit. Just remember to never, ever go quietly. Peace.